Okay, if we could get everybody to take their seats, we can get started. Thank you. It is 6 o'clock. We're starting right on time. Good evening. My name is Ronald Browning. I'm the Director of Online and Continuing Education and the Military Veteran Affairs Officer for Northern State University, and I'm retired Navy. I want to welcome you to the 2022 American Legion courting ceremony honoring our military and veteran graduates. It's my honor to introduce representatives from Northern State University, Presentation College, the American Legion Post 24, and special guests from the South Dakota State Legislature. Northern State University, President Dr. Neil Schnorr, Provost Dr. Mike Wanos, Vice President for Enrollment Management, Justin Frazee, Presentation College, Dr. Paulo Langto, Interim Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Sandra Welling, Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, Dr. Marcus Garstecki, Director of Admissions and Interim Registrar and School Certifying Official, India Klepfel, American Legion Post 24, Mr. Stephen Nimmers, U.S. Navy, and Tom Perazzo, U.S. Navy. State Legislature, Mr. Carl Perry, Mr. Alan Novstrup, and Mr. Drew Dennert. Okay. And the NSU and PC graduating military veteran students, their families, and their friends. Thank you all for being here. I have the great pleasure of introducing the 18th President of Northern State University, Dr. Neil Schnorr. Dr. Schnorr has 10 years of collective cabinet level and dean experience at the University of California State, Long Beach, the University of Nebraska at Kearney, and Wayne State College in Nebraska. Please welcome NSU President Dr. Neil Schnorr.
Thank you, Ronald. It certainly is my privilege, and on behalf of President Langto as well, to welcome you all tonight to the American Legion courting ceremony. To begin, will all active military and veterans please stand so we can thank you for your dedicated service to our country. And on behalf of Northern and Presentation College, please also help us thank American Legion Post 24 for supporting tonight's ceremony, and Ronald Browning, Northern's Military and Veteran Affairs Officer, for his unwavering support of military and veteran students. The two greatest days in the life of any institution of higher ed are convocation, that's when we welcome our new students to campus, and commencement, when we get to confer the degree at the completion of their studies. These days form a bookend, really, to what are really transformational times for students, both personally and in their educational attainment. To our honored students, your dedication and resilience have enabled you to complete this transformational period of growth. Tonight, we have the very special privilege of presenting you with Military and Veterans Honor Cord. Its colors correspond with the nation's flag. White represents purity and innocence. Red, hardiness, valor, courage, and sacrifice. And blue, vigilance and perseverance. And as you reflect on the honor of this ceremony and commencement, I hope tonight you'll also find time to remember your family, your friends, mentors, and others who supported you on your journey. So on behalf of all gathered here tonight and those who are with you in spirit, we are so very proud of you and look forward to your many achievements and contributions. It is my pleasure to now welcome back Dr. Ronald Browning, Mr. Ronald Browning.
Real quick, I would like to thank some folks, Chantel and Della from my office that helped coordinate this, and Amber Coleman. Where did Amber go? There she is, and India, both from Presentation College. We've spent the last couple of weeks collaborating on this program, so please give them a round of applause for the work that they've done. Every year, our local American Legion, post number 24, presents the red, white, and blue honor cords to our military and veteran students to wear proudly at commencement. This is a great honor for our students, and I'm grateful for the American Legion's support. I'm also grateful and proud to work at a university with a long history of supporting veterans in the military. For over a century, Northern has been a champion for its military and veteran students, faculty, and staff. Numerous members of our campus community have served their country as early as World War I. I want to share some of that history with you today. Before U.S. involvement in World War I, the first person connected to Northern to join the war effort was a student named Otway Thomas. He moved to Canada to help farming and then joined the Canadian Regiment in 1916. A year later, once the U.S. had entered World War I, Howard Prince became the first active Northern student to enlist in the military, and Edna Prayer became the first woman to help volunteer for the Red Cross. Northern students did all they could to help. Everything from rationing food and supplies to learning to knit and sew so that they could make garments for the soldiers and Red Cross. A total of 442 students, faculty, and alumni would eventually join the war effort. That included faculty members such as Coach Strum, the faculty coach who trained 50 men throughout school to be prepared for war. Unfortunately, 13 students died at war, starting with Otway Thomas, the first student to join. The archways at Northern would become known as the memorial for those 13 students and the remembrance of those who served. Decades later, in 1940, 1 year before the U.S. entered the Second World War, N.H. Mewalt instructed pilot lessons in the program known as the Civilian Pilots Training. Among the first students was Cecil E. Harris, who would later be awarded the Navy Cross, the Silver Star, and 2 Distinguished Flying Crosses after his contribution as a Navy pilot in World War II. In 1942, Edward O'Leary became the first student enlisted in the military to die in action during World War II. In 1943 and 44, there were hardly any men attending school, so there was no football or basketball team. Both years, all women's Gypsy Day football game was played with teams called the She-Wolves and the Gridiron Girls. In 1944, the GI Bill was created to help aid soldiers who would be returning from war. By the time World War II ended in 1945, over 700 people related to Northern had served in the war, and 37 students had died during the war. Today's Northern support of veterans and military continue. The NSU Military Veterans Affairs staff is dedicated to helping service members, veterans, and families receive the educational benefits that they've earned and guiding them towards successful educational experience. We're proud of our military and veterans students, especially those here today. Today, as we welcome our colleagues from Presentation College who are proud of their military and veteran students, especially those at the courting ceremony, Presentation is dedicated to helping service members, veterans, families receive their educational benefits and successfully graduating into their careers. PC has roots with the 40 and 8 Society. You've got to ask PC folks about this thing. This is awesome. Which started in 1920 as an honor society for the American Legion after World War I. In 1941, the society began issuing nursing training scholarships to individuals who demonstrated a willingness to undergo formal training and seek a career in nursing. To this day, they still offer those scholarships, allowing Presentation nursing students to continue their schooling and careers, and we thank them for these efforts. Again, thank you for being here today, and thank you for your continued support of our military and veteran students. I want to introduce American Legion Post Representative, Mr. Steve Nemmers, former NSU staff and Navy sailor.
Thank you, Ronald. Good evening. My name is Steve Nemmers. I'm a Navy veteran and a member of Sidney L. Smith, Post 24 of the American Legion here in Aberdeen. I'm currently the Americanism Chairman and a past commander of the post. We are here to recognize an achievement made by some of our fellow veterans and serving service members graduating with their degrees. So, what is the American Legion and why are we here tonight? To answer that, we go back to the end of World War I when a group of veterans met in Paris, France, with the idea of creating an association of those who fought in the Great War. The following year, 1919, the American Legion was chartered by Congress as a patriotic veterans organization. Today, membership stands at nearly 2 million, with about 13,000 posts worldwide. The organization's purposes remain today as they were when the American Legion was created. Its support for veterans, national defense, youth, and patriotic values. A few examples of the efforts of the American Legion. In 1921, the Legion's efforts resulted in creating the U.S. Veterans Bureau, which is a forerunner of the Veterans Administration we know today. In 1925, the American Legion baseball program, which originated in Millbank, South Dakota, and has a tie to the post here in Aberdeen, was created. More than half of Major League Baseball players are graduates of the program, and about 82,000 youth play on Legion-sponsored teams each year. In 1935, the first American Legion Boys State convened in Springfield, Illinois, to help youth understand the structure and operation of government. Today, 49 states have boys and girls state programs. The South Dakota Boys State program is held here at NSU. The South Dakota Girls State program is held at USD. In 1943, the first draft of what would later become the GI Bill of Rights, which is considered the Legion's single most significant legislative achievement, was written. The GI Bill was a major political and economic success, contributed to the United States' long-term economic growth after World War II, and the American Legion's connection to education goes back many years. Which brings me to the reason for our gathering here this evening. In a few minutes, we will be investing graduates from NSU and PC with a red, white, and blue honor cord. Several years ago, I was speaking with Kristen Bain, and we discussed the upcoming 2014 graduation and military and veteran students that she had been working with as the veterans certifying officer here at Northern. Kristen pointed out that one thing that makes them stand out in the graduating class is that they're all serving military or veterans. To our service members and veterans, this is not your first experience away from home. You have lived in other places, perhaps other countries. You know what it's like to have responsibilities, to be part of a unit, to know someone has your back just as you have theirs. And you may even have been in combat. You have families, you have jobs, you bring maturity, experience, leadership, and focus that many other students may not yet have. We see the outcome of that conversation today in the presentation of these honor cords. We recognize your hard work, your persistence, your achievement, and we present the red, white, and blue honor cords so that others may know these graduates are serving military or veterans as well as they walk across the stage to receive their diploma. We thank you for your service and congratulate you on your graduation. I'd like to introduce India Klutfeld, Presentation College, Director of Admissions and Interim Registrar.
All right, if I call your name, you can come on up and receive your honor cord. Abigail Barrett, Northern State University. Colleen Bond, Presentation College. Emily Cabin, Northern State University. Patrick Calvillo, Northern State University. Amanda Cohn, Presentation College. Amy Eberling, Presentation College. Marissa Hanley, Northern State University. Trevor Hansen, Presentation College. Charmaine Hardy, Presentation College. Tyler Leon, Northern State University. Amanda Stebbins, Presentation College. Todd Schwartz, Northern State University. Let's give one more round of applause for our Honor Cord students. I'd now like to introduce the Presentation College president. Dr. Paulo Langto has been the president of Presentation College since October 2019. She has over 30 years of higher education experience, serving as campus executive officer at the Marionette campus of the University of Wisconsin for over 11 years, as well as serving as academic dean at Nicollet College in Wisconsin, tenured associate professor at Georgia Perimeter College, and early instructor at Ball State University in Indiana. Dr. Langto also started and served as principal consultant for Academic Game Changers LLC, a higher education leadership consulting firm. Dr. Langto holds a Bachelor of Arts from Eureka College, a Master of Arts from Ball State University, and a doctorate in higher education management from the University of Pennsylvania. I want to thank Dr. Langto for her support of our veterans and military students and welcome her to the podium for closing remarks.
Thank you, India. Good evening. It is my honor to be with you to express my gratitude to all of the veterans and active military members in the room and online tonight. I know many of you could not be here tonight and are joining us by streaming. Thank you. Presentation College proudly supports veterans and their families and has been dedicated to helping them receive educational benefits since 1962. During this time, we have administered benefits to more than 500 students pursuing their degrees at Presentation College. Through the years, we have also been honored to host several activation ceremonies for South Dakota troops being deployed. For example, last fall, we hosted the troops, family, and friends of the 3rd Platoon of the 552nd Ordnance Company and Ammunition Supply Unit of the Army Reserve when they deployed to Iraq. Earlier, you heard Ronald share about our relationship to 40 and 8, and he said, ask PC about that a little bit. So the 40 and 8 is a veterans organization here in town. They call themselves 40 and 8 because in World War I, the box cars that were used to bring the soldiers and equipment home would fit either 40 men or 8 horses. And one was gifted to the 40 and 8 by France at the end of the war. The 40 and 8 here in Aberdeen raise scholarship dollars every year for nursing students at Presentation College, and over the years that has amounted to tens of thousands of dollars. So we are very grateful for that partnership. Of course, tonight we are gathered here together to honor 12 students, 6 each from Northern State and Presentation College. Each of you has done 2 incredible things that very few people in this country have done individually, much less as a set. First, you volunteered to serve your country as a soldier in one of our armed forces, swearing an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. and you've completed your college education, preparing you for a life of engaged citizenship and service, as well as career. And I understand all 12 of you will be graduating this Saturday, as Northern and PC have the same commencement date. The first of these endeavors, you demonstrated your willingness to sacrifice your own life, if need be, to protect your country and your fellow citizens. That first endeavor made the second possible, not only for you, but for your fellow citizens who will stand alongside you at your respective commencement ceremonies on Saturday. We stand humbled today by your commitment. These two accomplishments we celebrate and recognize together tonight prepare you greater than most for a lifetime of meaningful contribution to your fellow citizens. It has been said, it is the soldier, not the reporter, who has given us freedom of the press. It is the soldier, not the poet, who has given us freedom of speech. It is the soldier, not the campus organizer, who has given us the freedom to demonstrate. It is the soldier who salutes the flag, who serves beneath the flag, and whose coffin may be draped by that flag, who allows the protester to burn the flag. According to a recent poll, 91% of civilians have thanked a veteran for their service, but nearly half of veterans and active duty service members, who responded to the poll felt uncomfortable being thanked. I understand that. My husband, father, and a sibling are among them, with my husband and father having served during wartime. It is not my intent today to make you uncomfortable, but to honor you. Thus, I will wrap this up quickly. Your personal sacrifices will not be made any greater by the length of my remarks. And I recognize that I'm standing between you and some refreshments, in fact, cookies that Ronald himself personally baked for you tonight. So I want to leave you with these two thoughts from G.K. Chesterton and St. Augustine in succession. The first is, a true soldier fights not because he hates what's in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. And the second, the purpose of all wars is peace. We hope you will look back with fondness and love on your college experience as you put it behind you this weekend and move forward in love and peace. We are honored to have been part of your journey. Finally, on behalf of Presentation College and Northern State University and the American Legion, Post 24, we thank you for your attendance tonight. Now, please join us for refreshments. Good night.